ex-wife heard I inherited a comic book fortune, so I slid her a letter she couldn't ignore. 3 years after my divorce, I was barely getting by. I was doing freelance graphic design from a tiny studio and trying to stay present for my kids. My ex-wife, Laura, told everyone I was stepping out with my work partner, Michelle. It was a lie, but she pushed it hard, and the fallout hit my job. Laura took our twins, Rachel and Daniel, and every visit turned into a fight about money. A month after the papers were signed, she was living with her trainer, Kevin. After that, she only spoke to me through lawyers. Then my Uncle Robert died. The family called him Crazy Uncle Robert because he lived alone and collected old comic books. When the will was read, the lawyer said Robert left me the whole collection. I assumed it was worth a little. Then the appraisals came out. One rare comic was worth more than a house. The whole thing was worth millions. A local paper wrote about the reclusive comic collector, and my name ended up in it. My phone blew up. I ignored most of it. I kept my head down and waited. 2 days later, Laura called. She hadn't called me directly in months. I picked up, and she used that soft voice from our early dates. "Hey, stranger," she said. "I heard about your uncle. I'm so sorry. The kids have been asking about you. Maybe we should meet for coffee and talk about their future." We met at Brewster's, the place we had our first date. I got there early and chose a table where I could see the door. Laura walked in looking expensive from head to toe, like she wanted to remind me who she thought she was. She smiled wide and said, "Wow, you look good. Success suits you." Then she ordered a fancy drink and went straight to the kids. "Rachel keeps asking why you never take them on trips," she said. "Daniel wants to join Little League, but it's not cheap." She said it like I'd been choosing to fail them. She pulled out her phone and scrolled through photos like evidence. "They need a better place," she said. "Rent is killing me." Her nails tapped the screen, and I could feel the old guilt trap trying to snap shut. I told her I wanted more time with them. Her smile didn't move, but her eyes sharpened. "Exactly," she said. "With your new situation, we should adjust custody. The kids deserve to benefit from their dad's good fortune." Then she leaned in and dropped her real point. "That comic collection existed while we were married," she said. "Some of it grew in value during that time. Community property laws are complicated. My attorney thinks I may have a claim to part of the inheritance." I stared at her. "Laura, we've been divorced for years. Robert died this week." She waved her hand. "The collection didn't appear overnight," she said. "We can handle it quietly, or we can go to court." That's when I pulled out a sealed envelope. Her name was written on it in Robert's messy handwriting. Laura's eyes lit up. She reached for it fast. I slid it across the table. "Robert left you something too," I said. She tore it open and started reading. At first, she looked pleased. Then her face tightened. Then she went pale. Inside was a stack of pages Robert had put together before he died. Photos of Laura and Kevin together months before she filed for divorce. Screenshots of messages where she bragged about taking me for everything and keeping the kids away. Bank records for a hidden account she never mentioned in court. A clean timeline that showed when she started the rumor about Michelle and when she started seeing Kevin. The last page was Robert's letter. It said Laura would get nothing from his estate. The inheritance was in a trust built to block claims from ex-spouses, reviewed by multiple law firms. It even said it was designed to stop the exact move she was trying right now. Then, at the bottom, Robert added one more detail. Kevin had been seeing her yoga instructor behind her back. Laura's hand started shaking, the pages rattling on the table. She whispered, "This isn't legal." I said, "It is." Her eyes flicked to the other tables. Laura snapped, "You set me up." I shook my head. "Robert did," I said. "He hired a private investigator during our divorce, and he kept records." She leaned forward, voice tight. "So what? You're going to use this to take my kids?" I kept my voice calm. "No," I said. "You already tried to take them from me." I tapped one page in the envelope. "Robert set aside money for Rachel and Daniel," I said. "School, activities, whatever they need. But it only gets released if I'm allowed to be their father, not treated like an ATM." Laura's mouth opened, then closed. Her face went stiff, like she was holding back a scream. She shoved the papers back into the envelope with shaky fingers and stood up so fast her chair scraped the floor. "This isn't over," she said. I looked at her and said, "It is if you stop." She left her drink untouched and walked out. Now she's saying I'm cruel for that envelope. Was I wrong to do it?